Patriots Day is just around the corner, and you know what that means. Thousands of runners will be making their way to the starting line on East Main Street in Hopkinton for the 123rd Annual Boston Marathon. One of them will be former Boston Police Commissioner Bill Evans, who's run this 20 times before. But this year will be his first as a civilian ahead of the big day. Evans, who's now the Executive Director of Public Safety and Chief of Police for Boston College, joins me. Commissioner, Chief, whatever you are, it's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
So this Chief thing at Boston College, that's like a total no-show job, right? You don't have to do anything,
well,
do you?
it's sort of like your job. Just sit here and talk and do nothing, but it's a good job. It's a good job.
You gotta miss the adrenaline
I
rush.
miss it.
I mean, you were like the cop's cop.
Yeah.
You know.
I miss, the men and women. I miss, being out on the streets, and I miss the public. I love what I did, but after 38 years and wanting to spend more time with my family, Boston College is a great institution, and I couldn't ask for a better place to land. And everyone's been so good to me, so I'm in a good place right now in my life.
I know you are, but isn't this hard for you? I mean, this is 30, almost 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, your whole adult life.
Yeah.
You're identified. Whenever I see you in, in street clothes, I'm amazed. So, how does it feel?
Well, it feels good in the sense that, I think the department's in good hands with Commissioner Gross, and the department's doing well. So the good thing, Jim, I don't think I left it broken at all. I think we have a great department, one of the best in the country, and I think I left it in a good place, and I miss it, no doubt about it. But my experience at Boston College couldn't be any better so far.
Okay,
and honestly,
if you say it enough, we'll believe it.
I'm sleeping so much better.
I bet you are.
My sleep.
So this is your 21st, right? Your
Boston.
first as a civilian. Boston. I know you've run almost 60. Otherwise, does this feel differently? Now, I mean, you have no responsibility. You'd often run early, so you'd get done. And that's. Does it feel different?
Well, we still have a major section of it, Jim, at Boston College. We have, once you get over the hills, and we have 14,000 students out there. So we are planning for our part of the marathon, but it's obviously less complicated for me. Obviously, I picked up as commissioner the year after the bombing, and for the last 5 years, it's been always, on my mind. Heaven forbid we have a repeat. So it is easier in the sense I don't have the whole Boston.
You finished in 2013, and by the way, this is the first year that the marathon was on the exact same day since 2013, April 15th. You finished the race about an hour ahead of time.
Yeah.
You're in a hot tub or something, and all of a sudden you get a call. How much is that part of your consciousness as you train, obviously, as you run? How much do you think about that?
Well, I think about it all the time. I think about, young kids like Martin Richard and the young...
You ran for the Martin Richard Foundation
I have.
for a bunch of years.
Yeah, and, I don't think we'll ever forget them. I think, they'll always be in our mind. And, this year, first year I'm running for Journey Forward.
Tell us what that is. Yeah,
well,
I read about that.
Journey Forward's about helping, obviously, people with spinal cord injuries. And, Dan Cummings is a young kid who started it. He was paralyzed from the neck down, and he made a miraculous recovery that he's walking. And he opened up Journey Forward. So this is all about helping people who have real debilitating, spinal cord injuries, getting them back on their feet.
Good for you.
And insurance companies don't cover it, Jim, so it's all about raising awareness and raising funds for them.
I bet that most people don't know that the reason Jahar Tsarnaev is in a prison in Colorado, not dead, is in part because of you, great part because of you. When you're on Franklin Street out there in Watertown, the surviving Tsarnaev is found in the boat. You're the one who says, hold your fire to your fellow officers. Do you have any regrets about that?
Not at all. I think, obviously, we needed to get him out to see how big, that this terrorist cell was, and the fact, we were able to get information out of him. And I've told you before, I'm not a big supporter of the death penalty on that issue. And obviously, I was also concerned.
In part because of your religion. You're a pretty religious guy.
Right. Yeah. So that part of it. But I was happy we got him out of there because we learned a lot of things that we would have learned.
So do you run with your kid? Do you run? How long is it till he leaves you in the dust?
Well, right now, the minute we start. But I can't tell you, Jim, the first year we ran together, I beat him by a half hour. Now he's kicking my butt.
Don't you love it? Isn't it a part of your life?
I taught him well, right?
So how much are you training?
I'm training all the time.
Now, when you told us on the radio, I don't know if you'd had like a beer before you came in or something, you admitted in a weird moment with me and Marjorie that what you do on those morning runs in winter is when no one's looking, you'd look around, if you see a space saver, you'd take it out of the spot and throw it to the side. Do you still do that?
Well, now I can do it a lot better because I wasn't the commissioner.
Oh, you're a civilian, so you can do anything you want.
But this year we had a good winter. I didn't have to do that very much.
But when you have to, you will.
It's just, I'm a South Boston guy originally, and the tradition of putting it in there once you shovel it, now people put it in there before it snows, and there's nothing worse for me.
I tell you, you're a man of principle.
Yeah, I am. So.
Bill Evans, it's great to see you. Good luck on Monday. Really glad to see you.
Thank you very much.
Former Commissioner Bill Evans, now at BC.